Welcome to the Level Up Lounge podcast with Steph and Chantel.
Yes, so today we have a beautiful guest on our show. She's the lovely Josie, Josie's juicy journalist at Rojo Consulting.
Juicy, yes.
She's Juicy Josie.
Juicy Josie.
I get that a lot. I know. It's cute.
So who is Josie?
Well, who am I? Gosh, a lot of things.
Other than a beautiful human
Oh,
being.
you're so lovely. I love being here. I can't believe this is my first podcast.
I can't believe it either. I honestly cannot believe
I'm
it.
such a chatterbox, and so thank
We're
you.
so honoured to.
First of all,
be
thank
on-
you. Look, probably older than people think I am. I don't know, early 50s.
You look great.
Thank you.
She
Thank
looks
you.
33
Yes.
to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
And who am I? Gosh, I'm not defined by what I do, but obviously we are to some extent defined by what we do. I did a communications degree back in 1990, a long time ago. Social media wasn't even thought of back in the day, obviously. And so I majored in journalism and PR. And then I was pretty certain that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a journalist, and that's what I became. I went and worked in newspapers first, and I love that. Like, I actually worked at Cumberland newspapers, the local community
Wow.
newspapers
Wow.
in Parramatta.
Yes.
Yeah,
The
and
newspaper was the in thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was.
100%.
Everyone read it.
Yeah.
loved it. I still get the Sunday telly, the hard copy, so I can
Yep.
feel it, touch it, smell it. And yeah, I used to park at the back and walk through, and the printing presses were rolling, and I'd smell the ink in the paper. So really, really ingrained in me to be in that world.
Yeah.
And then, I took on a couple of different roles. Went overseas, you come back from overseas, you're full of bravado. You're so, I'm going to do this. And I happened to see someone on the Today Show. Shout out to Antonino Tati, who was the editor of, it still is, of Cream magazine,
Wow.
which was a very cutting edge, and still is, but for its time was a hard copy, glossy, coffee table style mag. Very, very cool. I say to my kids, like, do you know how cool I really was? You're still cool, Mum. And yeah, I loved that world so much, just interviewing incredible people that were, Lenny Kravitz is still my top of the top
Oh,
interview.
wow.
Wow, you interviewed Lenny
Yes.
Kravitz. I still can't believe I missed his concert here in
Oh,
Sydney.
I know. That was like literally last week,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
yeah.
How
Yeah.
did I not even know?
I didn't know either.
To
Just
one of my
so much
girlfriends, I
going
saw her
on.
post and I replied going,
Is he
what?
here?
How? Where?
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah, same. I was like, I had no idea he was
It's not,
coming.
not my usual kind of like style, but Lenny Kravitz.
Yeah,
Like,
Lenny
he's like the
Kravitz.
coolest thing out.
And I
Anyway,
remember on
sorry.
the interview.
So do you have his number?
No, I don't.
I'm just asking for
No,
a
it
friend.
was a few years ago, but I remember during the interview, he said, "Excuse me, can I just got to take this call?" And it was Zoe, his daughter, Zoe Kravitz, and he was like, "Oh, every time she hears my song, she has to ring me up." I'm like, "Don't
That's
worry, Len, you got all the
cute.
time in the world." Anyway, so it was just a really, really lovely world and fun world. And then I went into magazines, City Weekly and 9 to 5, which Sydney commuters
that.
will remember.
Yes,
Yep.
The
back
high
in the train
quality.
days.
Yep, exactly. And then I fell pregnant with twins, so that happened. And I was like, I'm not going on mat leave. I got to just leave. But my editor-in-chief at the time was like, we'll hold your job. And I'm like, I can't come back. Long story short, he kind of insisted I come back. But in that time, it was quite a difficult year, raising twins with my beautiful husband.
Hard.
But it was hard.
Yeah.
It was hard. It was hard. People still ask me, how did you do it? I'm like, I don't know, but I have a lot of beautiful memories, but it was hard.
God gives you the strength though.
Yeah. You make it as a mum, like you make it
Yes.
work for some, like
You
even though
do.
how hard it is, like it just.
And it's like, it's not a job. Like you wanted
You
kids
wanted it.
and they're here
Yeah.
and it's beautiful. It's
Yeah.
like, it's the best times of my life. But I didn't go back to full-time work because then I became a carer for my mum. And she had dementia, and so I was a carer around that, and that was pretty tricky. My son's on the spectrum, and so there was that challenge. So for 7 years, I basically freelanced, and in PR and journalism, and obviously they're on two different sides of the world of the fence. And then I wrote a book about my mum. It was published, and Ida Buttrose wrote my foreword.
What's it called?
It's called the Australian Aging Generation Handbook.
Okay. I'd
And-
love to read it because
Thank
my
you.
dad we had dementia
Same.
as well. Yeah.
I would love to read it.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I'd
Yeah,
really
look,
love to
it's
read
out
it.
of print, but I'm really wanting to do a new update
digital copy?
Well, digital, but also update, what's happening in that world
Yep.
because there's so much that's
it's
happening.
so hard to be a carer for a dementia patient.
hard.
Like it's
So
very,
hard.
very hard.
It's really hard. And also, look, I think it's hard, whoever you are.
Yeah.
I came from a world, as I just described, very glossy, very fun, very just a lot of fun. And, and then I actually did, yes, it was a job, but also done with love and it was my choice.
Yeah.
But that was a very roll the sleeves up, big job to do.
Yeah.
And, I'm proud of that. From a career perspective, did it put me on the back foot? You lose 7 years of, the career trajectory. Yes. Loss of income, your status, how you perceive yourself, all of that. And, those 7 years were tricky. But in that time, you mentioned Josie's Juice, when my twins were about 2, I'm like, I can't. I remember actually asking my old editor, my twins were about 6 weeks old. They were born in December and Australian of the Year was coming out, and announced. I'm like, can I do that story? And he said, your twins are about 5 weeks old. What is wrong with you? But I couldn't wait to just keep writing, right?
Yeah.
So fast forward about 2 years, I'm like, I've got to keep writing. I've got to have a presence. I love the world of celebrity and all of that. And so I started Josie's Juice, and it's now 16 years in.
16 years, congratulations.
Yeah,
Thank
well
you.
done. That's so good.
Thank you. Yeah, I think now, definitely it's still going. A lot of people I see, TV producers, friends, they're like, I get my news from you, which is kind of wild, but I love that breaking news, that celebrity element. But, definitely had I invested even more time in monetizing it, in, maybe it'd be even bigger, but there's only one of me and I'm a mom and, Rojo, we haven't even touched on Rojo yet.
Yep.
That's 11 years in. That's a PR and talent management
So tell us a bit
agency.
about Rojo Consulting.
Yeah, so Rojo came about because basically, as I said, Mama just passed away. My husband said to me, I know that you want to go back to full-time work. He said, you're the smart one, you're the educated one, you've got the degree. I'll be stay-at-home dad. Now, 11 years ago, that was kind of a thing, but not really a lot. So, I'm like, okay. So I went out and freelanced, and then my now business partner, Robert, he was looking for a publicist, and he, found me on Instagram as it's like the
So how
modern
you
day.
and Rob connected?
That's how, yeah.
My
Wow.
God.
Yeah.
Love Rob.
Social
He's
media is
lovely.
amazing.
He's
Yeah.
lovely, but I feel like you two are literally like brother and sister.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
like family. That's what I mean.
Family.
That's the word.
Yeah.
Fight all the time.
Family.
For sure.
Yeah, like family. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like he's like your brother or your
Yeah.
cousin.
Yeah.
or-
I
That's
think
what I always thought. I always thought there was a family connection.
Yeah,
there
both
you go.
Italian. He's northerner, I'm southerner. But no, that's So he wanted a publicist, and he'd had looked for one, and I think PR is different now than it was 11,
then.
12 years ago. Yeah, I think pre-COVID it was the long lunch, the expensive flowers, and that still happens at events, as we know. We see each other at events, but really, I think there's a real skill in doing
Minimal.
PR, without all the fluff.
Mm.
And actually really pitching and pitching out to media. So his persona is the wog with the grog, and he needed some help with that, basically an importer of booze.
Yep.
And so I was tasked with doing that. And and then we did a few projects, and he's like, let's start a business. He's got events and hospitality. I've got, the
PR
knowledge,
marketing.
of that side of the world. A lot of those people are my friends, and just know how to approach people when it comes to pitching, because everyone's busy,
Yeah.
And so that's how Rojo started. And then we were very new, and MAFS, Married at First Sight, was had just started a year before. And then I'd seen a participant. I'm like, oh, I know her. So I basically rang Nine and said, hey, I'll put my hat in the ring if she wants representation. And then all of a sudden we're representing like 6 or 7 people.
That's amazing.
Oh,
well
that's
done.
great.
6, 7.
Sorry, oh my God. 6 or 7
6,
people.
7.
6, 7 people.
Ah.
And and then so that was actually years later, but we actually just represented a couple of couples and a couple from House Rules, and anyway, it just snowballed, and we've done a lot of amazing
Well done.
projects.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Well done. I mean, you're an incredible writer.
Thank you.
Incredible. I mean, recently, I don't know if you guys saw my magazine feature.
Of course.
on,
Yes.
Yes, it was
yeah,
great.
Retail Beauty.
My Retail
Yeah,
Beauty. Retail
great.
Beauty.
Yep.
And that was an amazing write-up. Like
Thank you.
I had like nothing to do with that. It was, I think it was like bits and pieces.
Yeah.
I can't even remember.
Well, you
But it was
supplied
all-
the quotes that you did.
that was it.
And you know, it was about the power of a red lip. I'm like,
Yeah.
you're that person. And you know, I admire you both greatly. And
Thank you.
you know,
Likewise.
what you do and how you do it, and even this is incredible. And
Thank you.
no, really, it takes courage and gumption and
Thank you.
guts and like I'm going to do it.
Yep.
That is the difference with
Yep.
just
We
I
get
think
things done.
That's why we connected.
Yeah.
We also connected from social media. So we
Yes.
were at a lunch that was put together by another one of our friends that I met on social media, and
Yeah.
then like that's how we connected, and now we're
Yep.
like sisters, and we're here. Like it's
I love it.
crazy.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you find your people in the weirdest of, well, what not weird, but in the most unusual,
Like our previous
you know.
episode we were
Yep.
filming, we were saying you find your people at a later stage
Yeah.
in life.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
mean, and you bring your true good
Yeah.
people who you've known all your
Yes.
life
Yeah.
through with you. So you don't
Yes.
replace them. That's a difference.
That's
No.
right.
But you bring them with you, but you do meet incredible women who lift you up
That's right.
and just want 100% the best for you equally.
Yep.
As I
Yes.
would want the best for myself,
Yes.
I would
That's
want
right.
for, you know.
There's no
That's-
competition. It's
there's no
we bring each other
competition.
up. We lift
That's
each
right.
other up, and that's the way it should be.
That's the way it should be.
I
And
mean-
that I think as we get older, definitely as we get older, we may not. It's not that it's harder to make friends. We have less time.
Yes.
We know the amount of energy and time it takes to
That's right.
nurture relationships.
Mhm.
So there's
And
that song.
friendships.
I'm sure my daughter will laugh when she sees this. But you know, no broke boys, no new friends. And I sing. I'm like, I mean, I'm married. Like, there's no broke boys in my life. But I'm like, that's what I would tell younger people or people looking like, no broke boys. Sorry, broke
Yep.
boys, but get your shit together.
Yep.
And you know, new friends. It's if you're a person that really is loyal and you want to maintain friendships, then friendships take a lot of time and
And
energy and effort and love. And if you do everything in life that you don't want to let people down, then that extends to friendship.
Yep.
But sometimes you're so, you know, everyone likes to use the B word, I'm busy. And we are all busy. We're definitely all busy. But, you know, sometimes we just want to be doing nothing. You know, I love when weekends.
I hear you,
Yeah,
sister.
I
Oh my
agree.
God, just like nothing. I'm just
Yeah, I just want to
watching-
chill.
I just want to.
I hear you, sister.
Like all the streaming you pay for. That's what I say
Yeah.
every weekend. I just want to sit down, you know, watch all this stuff I've paid for and just like
Oh
sit
my
down.
God,
Oh my
amount-
gosh!
the
Every
amount
time
of
the
streamings.
every time the email comes in, you've paid for Stan. I'm like, do I even need this? I think I haven't even watched it this month.
Yes,
like,
I forced myself.
why do I have this?
Do you know why I pay for my Stan account? I don't even know my login.
Yeah,
I don't even. I've never even physically logged into it on the TV, but I pay for it because my nieces and nephews use it. I've given them the login.
You're so
I think my
cute.
sister
And I'm
does
like,
too.
I can't cancel it. I need them to be able
Yeah.
to have access to it. But I don't think I've ever logged in. I think like ages ago. But the last 2 years, I actually don't know. Like I'll
Yeah.
have to message them and go, "What's my login?"
I get you.
I know.
I get you, girl.
But I'm like, no,
Too
no,
funny.
I'm doing it. I'm
Yep.
sitting down with the family, watching, getting the popcorn, like hanging out, you know. But it's funny. This is a great segue. A couple of things about streaming is that who would have thought that we'd be paying for content?
Yeah,
like
it's crazy.
clearly, it's a business model that works. You know,
Yep.
the origins of Netflix are wild. It was a CD, ROM. You know, you ask for, you get your movie, and then you mail it back. Like that's the origins of the overnight success of Netflix.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was like a DVD, like getting a
Where
DVD,
you sent
but
it
you're
to
getting
you.
it. Yeah,
What, Netflix?
Netflix.
What
yeah.
was it?
Wow.
What was that? I
So
never-
essentially, I have to Wikipedia, but no, the founder actually, you know how we'd get DVDs, young
Yes.
people getting DVDs, and basically you would order the movies or whatever you want to watch. The early version of Netflix, whatever it's
So you
called.
get a DVD, gets
Yeah.
sent
You
to
book
you.
it online. Yeah.
Yeah,
What? So it
I
gets
believe it was booked
posted
online.
to you.
We get posted and then
Post
yeah.
it back.
I don't remember Netflix being like that.
No.
No.
I think
Maybe
it was
I'm-
definitely
maybe I'm
US.
like really, really young.
Yeah, that's right.
Before my time.
But it was like the US, it was some semblance of that model. Please don't come at me. I'll do my research
Wow.
later, but that's pretty much it. But, you know, the paying of streaming, you know, and all the things that demand our attention. And, you know, and actually, bit of another segue, I remember when Netflix first started in Australia and, you know, the changing face of the content creator is interesting. So I was called a Netflix stream team blogger. So the blogger. So we had.
I do remember blogging. Like
Right?
that was huge. That was.
I've still got my blog.
Wow.
Yeah. So you know, it's a blog. When people would call themselves blogger, I've said this a million times to other people. I'm like, a blog is a short version of web log. You're logging something on the web. So bloggers weren't really bloggers because you need to be writing something. And I'm always that Puritan person, like you've got to keep the art of writing alive. So, you know, that's what a blogger really was. But
now we write statuses.
That's right. That's right. Exactly. And so, you know, when Netflix first started, you know, I was like the pop culture blogger, and they had a lot, you know, mummy bloggers. The advent of mummy bloggers was traced back to probably about 2014, 15. And, you know, that whole kind of, you know, looking for a community, you know, looking for advice, looking for company, you know, and I think that's even more relevant than today during, I think, a loneliness epidemic right now.
Yes.
Anyway, this is how my brain works. We've done a whole bunch of segues, but, you know, I remember when things were a little bit, shall I say, easier, different. It's a lot of white noise now. It's a lot of white noise.
There is a lot of white noise.
In so many ways. Me as a talent manager, Rojo, as I said, manages talent. I have beautiful talent, small pool of talent, very boutique. But then the jobs that are out there, or the jobs that we seek or we pitch, we are in a bigger pool now of, you know, content creators and
it's a lot.
competitors. That's right. That brands now have to divvy up those funds to a whole bunch of different people. They think you've left us center campaigns and all of that stuff. So, you know, it's a very crowded space. So it lends itself to really being authentic and really just being you. Because if you're not you, that facade will absolutely slip. You can't maintain it.
Well, that was going to be my next question to you. How do you stand out? How do you? How do you in a industry that's very crowded, where anyone could literally pick up and be a content creator? Just with the press of a button. You don't even need any massive tech. You literally just need your phone, and it could be the oldest phone. Like, it doesn't really matter. There's no limitations. So anyone could literally jump in and do it. What is your advice as the PR queen, as a marketing amazing journalist, for people who want to be in front of the camera, want to be successful? How do they stand out in an industry that's quite cluttered?
Look, I feel it's a really great question. I feel that you really do need to be yourself. And sometimes you hear stories of content creators who've been doing it for a while, and then they just hit that zeitgeist moment where they just like that zenith of, they go viral. They can't really figure out why, but 9, almost 10 times out of 10, it's because they had a really authentic moment and people have resonated with that. And that's, you know, that's what I feel will guarantee you that ongoing success, that you do feel authentic. I mean, imagine, you know, creating content and it's not really you. And I think we all know content creators that have a bit of a front. You know, that's their thing. I saw someone the other day who was like, oh, you know, she cornered me at a party. I know her, but she's like, I really don't like this person and this person. And it's people that I kind of know. I'm like, oh, well, that's kind of their living. And even if they're putting on that persona, that's their living and that's what they do. And they probably have real moments that they've shared where they, you know, not feeling the best and just, you know, struggling with something. But I think for me, you know, my presence on Instagram is Josie's Juice Journalist, and then Josie's Juice on Facebook. For me, what always resonates is when I share something heartfelt. Like
I agree.
You know? I lost my dad when he was young. We were young, in fact, 40 years ago yesterday.
God rest his soul.
Yeah, and thank you. And, you know, a lot of people might not know that about me. So when I share it just because I feel like I want to honour him, to a renewed audience, they go, oh, wow, I didn't know that about you, but it also resonates. Or, you know, if I share something.
It's relatable. It's relatable to
That's
people.
right, because we're all doing glossy, fun things.
That's it. Exactly.
You know, sparkly things. But when we're real,
Yeah.
And we just feel like, and the purpose could be that we're honoring that person or honoring ourselves or talking about a past journey, the carer journey and dementia or autism or whatever it is. It's not like I'm hiding that, it's just like, okay, I'll highlight this today.
Yep.
And people resonate with that and they're like, oh, wow, I didn't know that about you. Or they might DM me and, tell me more about that, or, hey, I really want to read your book, or whatever it is. And that makes me happy because I think if you're doing things that come from the heart, but you can also monetize them or write a book or whatever it is, then more power to you and you'll feel great about it.
Yep.
And you getting paid is just the cherry on top, So I think, look, it's, interesting question. TikTok Awards was quite recent and I watched it. Last year I went along and this year my beautiful talent went. I'm like, I'll stay home and watch it with my daughter. And, it's a real crowded space and I feel that it really – content creators really have to really turn it on all the time.
Yep.
And
There's
that
no
would
break.
be bloody
There's
exhausting.
no break at
We
all.
can't have
switch off.
we
Like-
can't have a switch off moment.
No.
You switch off your followers, or I don't know if you should say fans,
Yeah.
but the ones who follow you, then move on to a different.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go down in the algorithm.
Yeah.
It's a very competitive world now. Like in the previous episode, we talked about how COVID was a very important time for content creators because that was when everyone was on there.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
And there were it was still not as many creators as there is today. So I started in COVID and like there was a lot more opportunity to go viral. Everyone was going viral.
Absolutely.
And then now people just think that they can jump into the creator world and instantly become famous.
Yeah.
But like just like you said at the TikTok Awards, I can't remember what her name was, but she said she did an interview and she was saying that TikTok's going to hate me for this.
Oh, yes, I saw that.
But
I
you
can't remember her
need
name.
Recipe Tin Eats.
That's right.
Is that who it is?
Yes,
yeah, she was
amazing.
great.
I
Yeah.
shared that because I was like, yes,
That's
that
it.
is
That's
what
where I
is
saw it.
going
Yes.
to make you relevant. You need to have something outside of the creator
Absolutely.
world.
Absolutely.
You can't just jump on there and just be someone who's smiling all the time. You need to have
you
like
need to have an identity.
Yeah,
you need to have
you need to find yourself.
You need to have a profession that you call your own. I'm known as Chantel, the makeup artist.
Yep.
Founder of CR Luxury Cosmetics. I specialize in airbrush makeup, etc., etc.
Yep.
I'm known for that.
That's
That's my identity.
That's right, that's your
my
identity.
It's good to have, definitely good to have that in all forms. I mean, you could be making an absolute killing in social media.
Yeah.
But you still need to.
I agree. Like I'm a nurse and I'm a cosmetic injector and I get bookings for jobs because I'm a nurse. Like it's your I'm also a mum and then you get jobs for being a mum. Do you know what I mean? Like I guess there are mummy creators out there who don't really have to have like they're mummies. Do you know what I mean? And that's an amazing achievement in itself, like being able to showcase your what you do in the life and it helps other mums as well. Like it's incredible. Like touching on your community as well, how you said that like bloggers and everything, that's how we build communities. I feel like we're still building communities today.
Yeah.
Like people communicate through Instagram, through TikTok, and then you feel less lonely, I guess.
For sure.
True.
For
Even
sure.
so many brides that I've done this year when the magic question, I love knowing how people meet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
I love that too.
it used to be online dating. It used to be like Tinder, Hinge, Binge, whatever. Binge? No. Anyway, Hinge.
Sure.
Whatever they are, whatever the internet dating sites are. But now
and plenty of fish. And
oh my gosh,
so
I
many,
remember
so
that.
many.
a lot of them are. He inboxed me on Instagram or TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm like, seriously? Yeah, we met Instagram. Instagram's a huge one.
Yeah, it is.
I'm like, well,
apparently,
you're not scared. He was like a psycho. But here we are on their wedding day, so clearly it worked.
Yeah.
Look, I think a lot of what we just talked about there rests on validation. And if someone is coming to the creator world, like, I want to do this because I want to just like do that, and that's my job. Okay, but be wary that the flip side of that is that when you don't get the validation, it can be very confronting.
Yeah.
And I know that only as because of someone with life experience. I don't necessarily, look for that in my everyday, because I've got deadlines with my PR company and talent who wants jobs and all of that. But yeah, it's scary, you know. I mean, last week there was a radio announcer in Sydney who actually stepped down on Thursday or Friday last week. Anyway, quite recent by the time this goes to air. And yeah, he admitted that he is not coping with his, you know, mental state and where he's at.
I haven't heard of this yet.
Yeah, Jimmy, Nathan, Emma.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
Yeah. So really confronting, and
really
you know,
I feel that mental exhaustion.
And this is
That's how I feel.
Yeah. And this is a front-facing role. Sorry, Chantal. This is a front-facing role that this person has, and of course, first thing you do is look on socials, and his account is gone. The whole radio show's account is gone, and I'm like, wow, you know. And I know Will and Woody do the same thing. They talk openly about mental health, and I think it's super important for men especially.
Yep.
Definitely. We've got
it's crucial.
We've got our dear friends on the Billy and Joe podcast.
Yes. Okay. Shout out to them, Billy and Joe.
Shout out to Billy and Joe, who talk specifically about men's mental health and about raising
vital
awareness.
Yep.
So it is very, very important.
It's so important. It's so important. And I applaud people who are in a public front-facing position that go, well, I can't do this. You obviously need to make a statement, and then you go and you seek help. But it's, you know, it's so that's my concern with, you know, content creators and people in those roles, and which are often self-imposed. Like, you know, I want to do this as a content creator. That's great, but surround yourself with people with community, family, friends. Check in with them.
Very important.
It's so important, you know.
Very important.
Sometimes I get frustrated with the whole, like, just the comments and stuff you see on social media. I remember reading once a few years ago, you don't want to be raising a child that is the kind of person that comments on YouTube videos with horrible comments.
Yep.
I'm like,
I 100% agree with you. We need to educate our children. Educate our children.
The cesspool.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I don't want a child who's going to be mean. Like, I've been trying to protect myself from people who my child is trying to be.
Yeah.
No, if I had a child, that would be a massive thing
Yep.
for me. That would actually be almost, sorry to say, disgust.
Yeah.
I would want to raise my child with love.
Yeah.
With kindness, with everyone that they come across. And one thing I love about when I look at all my friends and all their children, they all, when I look at them and go, I love your kids. And deep down in my heart, it's like I see this love or this kindness, or what a beautiful young, polite man he is, or what a beautiful in it, like, and just so cute and sweet and polite.
Yeah, and you would never.
And just my friends' daughters, they're just always so lovely and polite and the kind that I would look at and go, I'm so proud of you.
You know,
I wouldn't want them to be bullying anyone or.
It's just wild to think that some of that generation, well, I want to say that generation, younger than me, but also, my God, some older people.
Yep.
Karens?
Well, yeah. And also, you know, like.
Not shouting out to the Karens.
No. You know, I mean, how do you, why would you speak like that? And also, I remember when Twitter was, you know, or X as it's known now, when Twitter was new, I remember seeing, like, I'd just written a cover story for Jetstar magazine. I was really proud of this story.
Jetstar, the airline Jetstar?
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, they had a magazine. Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be in the
That's right.
Used to be
Is it still there?
No,
I've seen,
only Qantas. Only Qantas,
right.
yeah.
Okay. I think pre-COVID, the whole touch thing, right? They got rid of it. Is that why they got rid of it?
I mean, maybe around COVID. I'm not entirely sure when, but yeah, certainly probably cost cutting. But I remember I submitted this beautiful story, and it must have gone online. And I remember a renowned feminist who was sort of on the radar. Anyway, someone had posted my story on Twitter and put an excerpt on there, taken a screenshot, and had, you know, like lined it up to say, hey, what do you think about this? I'm like, I remember I was at dance practice for my kids, you know, handling my son, my daughter, whatever. I'm like, you wouldn't speak to me like this at a dinner party. I'm not even going to dignify. I'm going to pretend I didn't see it. Not interested.
See, that
Close
would be
Twitter,
my reaction.
gone.
Yep.
I love
I
that.
don't care.
That actually would be my reaction.
Yep.
When I read something
Like-
sometimes and I'm like, can we just go back and delete? Did that
Yeah.
person
Yeah.
even just say that?
Yeah.
Did they even think about what they were saying? Or how rude
Yeah,
they
it's
sound?
it's like the digital footprint. It's not even about that. Just I don't know. Just be nice. There's a lady who does. She's a great makeup artist. I'll send you the link. She's hilarious. I can't remember her name right now, but she starts her videos and it's a particular. I think it's Bittersweet Symphony is the song she puts on every reel, and she starts as if she's like reading someone's comment about a makeup video she did.
I don't know who.
Yeah,
it is
like a makeup
the
job
name.
she did, right? And then she's reading and she's going, and then she goes, oh, like she eyes downcast, and she's got an evil smile, and then you think, what is she doing? But now that you know what she's up to, she's recreating the look of these heathens, these
Love that.
people that have like.
I think is it a London-based artist?
No, I
or
think
is it
she's
US?
American. I think she's American,
Yeah,
but
US.
it's so funny. And then and then she passes gas at the end to creating your
That's
face.
perfect. I think that's so good.
Because and then she's basically, I've seen Tova Lee, shout out to Tova, she does this as well, where she screenshots the photos of profiles of like men or women, often middle-aged men who should know better, and they've commented about Dua Lipa or Miley Cyrus or someone who looks a little bit, slimmer or whatever, and they're like, oh, disgusting comments. So she screenshots them, puts them all in a reel, and basically names and shames.
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
think it's important.
like-
but a lot of people make like just to
what would you buy?
just to troll.
Oh my
Like, it's
God, the
ridiculous.
effort.
I know.
The
Why would you put in that
absolute-
much
the
effort?
absolute effort in
Yeah.
creating a false profile just to
Wild.
go onto
Wild.
people's accounts to
But
troll
you must,
them? Why would
but
you
you
do
must have a lot of
that?
anger if
Yeah,
you go, you know
obviously
what,
not happy
I'm
with
gonna.
yourself.
People like
Not
that, I
happy with
think, need to
yourself.
then just. Can you? Okay, let's just stop for 1 second.
Yeah.
Could you imagine everybody stopped doing that, right?
Oh,
Everybody stopped trolling. Everybody stopped spreading negativity, especially online, especially
Yeah.
to these celebrities that people are picking on are human beings.
Yep.
They are reading
know-
these comments. I know they put themselves
yes,
in that
no,
spotlight.
no, but also,
But imagine we stop. Could you imagine just for
yeah.
a split second how much how much nicer the world would
yes,
be?
Yeah.
yes,
Without
Yeah.
trying to sound Mother Teresa.
but it's true.
But
true.
can you imagine
Yeah,
how much nicer when you walk into a store and you are kind?
Children would have much more
you
confidence.
are kind
They
to
would
the,
be feeling.
to
I
the
mean,
clerk or to
social media bullying, social media ban.
Yep.
You know,
even at
loneliness.
school, kids being mean to other kids.
It's just, but also you know what you mentioned there is interesting because many times I see celebrities who clearly actually answer on their own comments on their own.
Accounts.
Yeah. Glenn Close, who I love in All's Fair with Kim Kardashian and Sarah Paulson, and oh my God, it's so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
It's bad. No, it's actually really, really good. So she obviously posts and she's like, hey, the series is doing really well, and people are like, go Glenn Close. But the point I want to make there is that the public have such accessibility to celebrities. Never, like, what a time to be alive, huh? That you can say something to someone and they'll be like,
yeah,
actually, or
Yeah.
thanks, or
literally,
you
I've been
know.
reposted. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
this isn't news, but I'm like a massive Boyz II Men fan.
yeah.
And I have since
Love them.
I was born into the world, and to the
Yeah.
day I go, I will always be their number one
They're
fan.
the best, yeah.
And through Instagram, right? I would literally, because I'm constantly reposting their, something of theirs all the
Yeah.
time, and mainly Sean, like shout out to Sean Stockman.
Shout out.
always will repost. And
Wow.
I'm there going,
Yeah.
like my heart.
Yeah.
my notification says Shanta Rami tagged you in a post, just went on his phone.
Like,
So he doesn't have to even repost, but
Yeah.
the fact that,
Yeah.
like an Instagram notification.
Totally.
It's like, and I'm there going, I stare at it for a moment
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
back to reality.
It's
But
look,
I love
it
it. I
is
love having that
crazy.
access, but it's
Look,
always kind things that I post.
That's
obviously.
right. And I think if you understand I'm going to use the word privilege, maybe there's a better word, of having that accessibility to people who are there to entertain you. Like, they're there to entertain you,
Yeah.
from Sushi Mango to the late Robin Williams to You know, people who, you know, really want a smile and a laugh from you.
Yeah.
Sushi Mango, hands down.
Yeah.
Legends.
My buddies, love them.
You are very close with them.
Yes.
Yeah, they are absolute legends. In a way that I can so relate to so much of it.
It's
being Middle Eastern. So like the whole couch scenes that they do and the whole pretty sure we still have those couches till now.
Like the Chesterfield couch kind of thing.
Leather couches, so and you know, God forbid you get rid of them.
But that's the, you know.
I get the whole, do you know how much we bought them for?
Yeah.
They cost us $4,000 back in the days. Yeah. Now they're worth 30. I'm like, okay, do you want $4,000? Can I just get rid of
right.
it? Like,
but
anyway,
it's the universe with the thing that they do
Mango
well.
is just so good. They just relate. They relate. Have you ever watched
no,
so good.
They
we'll
do like the whole.
You'll have to introduce me.
They do the whole. Actually, my brother introduced me to them.
Okay.
Once we were just hanging, and he was like, "Oh my God, you've got to watch it." And I was like, "Oh my God, this is so hilarious! This is so my dad."
Yeah.
I felt like they were like they pinpoint.
Yes.
I love it, and they're killing it. They're doing.
They're smashing it.
Smashing it.
That's so good.
Are they No, they're not brothers.
They're
friends.
two brothers.
Two brothers and a friend.
John Carlo brothers, and Andrew is their close friend.
They're just hilarious. Like,
God
forbid you walk into a Middle Eastern home and the mum's. You know, you've already eaten out.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's like death.
Oh,
So offensive.
Yes.
So you've just got to watch them.
Yeah.
You would like his Filipino background
very
so
similar
to Lebanese.
Yeah.
It's that's what makes them so successful because they haven't pigeonholed their comedy just to like ethnic. It's quite relatable.
I love it. Actually,
it's so great.
Well done. Actually, we should have the boys on here one day.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
They're Melbourne boys, and
Yep.
you know, they're sometimes in Sydney. They're coming to Sydney soon, actually.
Yes, we'll get them on.
But I worked with them on their book called Eat, their cookbook. It's been a bit of a busy writing year. I worked on a brand story for a Italian cheese brand called Floridia Cheese.
Oh my God, did you just say cheese?
Yes, I did.
Italian
I did say
cheese.
Just like dive into it. Yeah, I agree. So you know, it's funny how things happen in life. And I'm a yes person. I'm like, yes, okay. And then I figure it out later. Not that I don't have the skill set. It's more the time, you know, and the skill set, if I don't quite have it, I'll fine tune it and I'll make it work. But that's what I spent my last summer, you know, December last year, and then a lot of beginning of this year working on that. And, you know, when I hear a story, the missing piece for me is that my parents are not alive anymore, and I seek out all the time in other people parts of them that I haven't had for decades. Yeah. So, you know, when I see an old Italian person or someone with a lot of experience, and
that's
I'm
so
like,
beautiful.
I gravitate towards them. So a chance meeting, you know, where I met the Floridia family, and I love them. Shout out to them.
You with your mother-in-law too. It's like beautiful.
Yeah. And I, you know, look, I really feel that it's because I lost my dad young that, you know, I gravitate towards that, and I try and find that love and that Italianness or that ethnic way of life or traditions everywhere I go. So that's why we gravitated towards each other with that brand. And I wrote like basically the whole life story, and it was like it's a book that's that thick, and it's you know. So I love writing. So it's like, but what do I choose? What do I love all of it. You know, as you know, you do my red carpet makeup. I do often get on a red carpet and shove a microphone there, and
you're great at it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Really good.
Really, really great.
Thank you. I just like I love learning people's stories. You know, that's what drives me all the time. You know,
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with that.
I remember when I was doing the makeup for George from The Chosen.
Yes.
And when
George Xanthus.
George Xanthus, sorry, I should have said. And when I remember looking back on the day, like it was a long day. So
it was a long day.
I had a little bit of a, you know, sit back, and then you were on the red carpet. And then I remember Rob and I doing like pretend red carpet.
Yes,
that's
right.
He was making fun of me walking down the red carpet. But I remember when I actually stepped back and you were just on there doing interviews. I'm like, damn, she's good.
No.
Like I couldn't hear what she was saying, but just from a distance, I remember going, you're just your presence about you when you're interviewing and when you're It's so comfortable.
Thank you.
It's because you really want to know.
I really want to know.
You really want to know. And that's the difference
from.
with some interviewers. Like I've seen you on the red carpet too. Like we were at Veronica's event too.
That's right.
That was great.
Yep.
But you actually genuinely care about what people are saying. Like there are some interviews that'll just ask the question and that'll be it.
It's like so abrupt.
Like it's very abrupt, you know? Like but you're very genuine.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're so good at what you do. You really are.
Thank you. That means a lot. I think you know, I just think everyone really has a story, right? They and given the opportunity, people want to tell it. You know, I've lost count of how many times when I've mentioned that I've, you know, used to be a magazine editor and now I'm a freelance journalist, that people have said, oh, you should write my story. I'm like, well, probably, because you probably got a great story, you know, and everyone has a struggle, a story, a past, sadness, a time when things weren't quite right or, you know, or maybe they're still getting to where they need to go. We all are every day, right?
That's right.
But I think humanizing people's stories and validating it and, you know, I mean, I think if the spotlight or a microphone is put on someone and you ask the right questions, and I don't mean to do this, but, you know, you could pretty much, they could be reduced to tears within 60 seconds. Yeah. If you know what to ask. And that's not my intention.
Yeah.
But it pretty much happens all the time. But then people can do that to me.
Yeah.
You know, if they really know me, you know, my friend the other night said to me, she introduced me to somewhere at dinner. And she said, you know, the thing about Josie is that, you know, she makes everyone feel special. And I was like biting my lip trying. She said it before.
Love her.
Yeah.
I actually love you.
Yeah.
It's, you know, and I'm like, I don't know. I think, you know, maybe this is like psychoanalysis or whatever it is, but I know that if you have been through trauma, especially in your formative years, something in you, and I know that was what I've always had growing up as a child, but that empathy switch is switched on and you want to, you know, just like understand people and you hope that they feel understood, and that's you know, and that's pretty much
very much
you know.
I think the three of us, we all have that. We all have that empathy switch. Like
empathy is very important.
It's very
not competitive.
It's like it's crucial in life.
It's very important, and there are a lot of people out there that don't have empathy, and it makes life hard for others. But it's just very important to listen to what other people have to say,
and listen with intent, and not so you can ask the next question, or just but wherever it is, you could be standing in line at a deli, you could be having an interaction on a bus, or
and
doesn't mean you have to speak to everyone. And and my daughter will attest, I do speak to everyone. She's like, Mum, oh my God.
So do I.
But when I meet someone randomly, like it's happened many times over the weeks, which will tell you how many times it happens. She's like, Mum, that person is your match. Like she's more of a chatterbox than you. I'm like, that's okay. But asking questions.
Your daughter's gorgeous.
Thank you.
Recently did her formal makeup.
Very nice.
And she's just honestly beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful so inside and out. And just, even Josie's son, just what a beautiful family. God
Thank
bless.
you. Thank you. They're the light of my life for sure.
Yeah, they are lovely.
And, you know, if I have raised them to be empathic, empathetic, either word works, humans, then I've done my job. You know, like that's the most important thing.
Definitely. Yeah. I know we need to sort of wrap up soon, but one last question.
Yeah.
Or obviously if Steph wants to add anything to it. What's your take, because obviously you're a very successful writer. What's your take at the moment with the whole ChatGPT?
Oh my God, I was going to ask that question.
Really?
That was on the tip of my tongue.
Intuition.
With the whole,
literally the whole episode I've been wanting to ask that question.
So on ChatGPT, the whole AI thing, the whole taking over the whole rewrite or actually not even rewrite, writing from scratch.
Yeah.
So as a professional and an amazing writer yourself,
thank you.
What's your input on that topic?
Yeah, look,
I had an article written about me by a journalist.
Okay.
When I read it, it was, even though it was about me, it was very much all AI.
Okay, so that's my first question back to you. How did you know that it was AI?
Well, it's really like
You can tell the stars at the end.
There's the tone of it is very much AI.
Yep.
Like there was still had the dashes in it as well. Like that's very much AI.
Yeah.
But AI is very, very like they don't, even though you try and put your tone into AI, it still spits back their tone. You know what I mean? Like everyone use it. You can always tell.
So I always, in my defense, I always, because I love writing.
Yes.
I love public speaking. I love writing. Like writing's my forte. Yeah. I will always write what I want.
Yep.
Right? But because I live such a busy lifestyle at the moment, but I write everything from the first word to the last word. Yep. Sometimes I'll pop it in.
Sure.
Just to fix grammar.
It's like
I swear, sometimes it'll be like, that's a fantastic reader. Not much needs to be changed, but we'll just, you know.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Okay.
We use it as a tool.
I'm like, But so what's your
look? I mean, I think we've sort of answered some of it now, where it doesn't sound like you. I think if and that's like incredible, a curious example that you've given, where it's a story about you. A journalist interviewed you, but then they've jazzed it up a little, cleaned it up a little bit. I think again, going right back to where we started around authenticity, being authentic is super important, and I think the simple art of writing, like I'm not a creative person. I'm not an interior decorator. I am shit at crafts, but I know how to write. So, graphic designer, they'd be horrified, obviously, that Canva exists and we've suddenly graphic designers, different kettle of fish. They have their art that will never die, I feel.
Yeah.
Same with writing. I think that it will never die. Controversially, maybe I will say that hard copy magazines, newspapers, they won't die altogether because they just won't. They'll live on. There's a resurgence right now. But as far as AI, ChatGPT, all of that, I think it's impersonal. I think it detracts from the art of writing. If you're writing a proposal, I think maybe you can put the ideas in and see what it spits out. But then really, I mean, are you doubling the time you're spending on it by then looking at it again and going, oh, God, that sounds too ChatGPT, as we just said. Do I need to clean it up? So you always have to be wary of what it sounds like, who's getting it on the other end, who's receiving it. If it's a proposal, does it look like you just don't care or you didn't have time or something? I don't know. But I found that from writing a press release to someone has given me something that's ChatGPT, I'm like, and I just get really angry. I'm like, now I have to undo. Like, I think writing, I've said it before many a time, is like a patchwork quilt. You got little, the triangles, you sew it together and it's a beautiful finished product.
Yep.
So I feel like if I have to undo ChatGPT or someone's press release, it's like you have to start again, and sometimes going over someone else's stuff is more frustrating and takes more time than starting from scratch.
Yeah.
Writer's block, it's definitely a thing. Just sit in yourself, just start putting stuff even in notes on your phone, not necessarily a Word document.
Yep.
Yeah, keep your authenticity. It comes back to keeping your authenticity.
Exactly.
That's right.
AI is not authentic.
No.
And everyone can tell.
That's right. Start to talk into your phone, into your notes or whatever, or your dictaphone.
I do that all the time.
Right.
Hey,
Me
Siri,
too.
And I add because I forget.
Yeah,
right.
I do as well.
But then it's your voice. And then you can transcribe that.
Yeah.
Half of your essay, proposal, or start of a chapter 1 of a book is done.
Yep.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. That was great.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on, Josie.
Thank you for having me,
we have
honestly.
to wrap up. But
that was the quickest, however long that was ever.
That was 52 minutes.
Wow, that's incredible.
Wow.
Well done.
And
that
non-stop. And we could talk for 4 hours
we can
more.
talk
I'm happy to keep going.
Yeah,
that's it. But honestly, from the bottom of our hearts,
thank you.
Steph and I, from the Level Up Lounge, we thank you so much for taking the time to be here.
Absolute pleasure.
And, if it's anyone's story that we wanted to share, who we genuinely love, we appreciate.
Oh, my goodness.
In our personal and in our work lives.
Yes. That's so lovely.
It's definitely you.
It's
and
beautiful.
You're an amazing
thank
human.
You.
And thank you for supporting us.
Yes.
Oh,
and
always.
Yeah.
And I'm so proud of you both.
Oh, thank you.
As I said at the beginning, I'm gonna people. I'm doing.
Yep.
That's the difference. So
us.
bravo.
Yeah, it's all happening. And a massive shout out to our studios, Mic'd Up Studios.
Yes, amazing studio as always. Great time. Look at him. Can the camera turn on to you?
No.
Yeah, so thanks to our studios. Thanks to my co-host, Steph.
Thank you, Chantel.
And until next time.
Yeah, amazing.